Hi, I'm Chase Johnson. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm 15% Irish.
My name is Haley. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I'm 50% Irish.
My name is George. I'm from Flagstaff, and I'm a quarter Irish.
Hi, I'm Kelsey McClellan. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and I'm about 50% Irish.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm from Texas, and I'm 10% Irish.
The Irish contributions to the culture of the United States. Let us begin with the first Irish immigrants. The potato famine killed more than 1 million people in 5 years. Many Irish thought that Britain should have done more to help their subjects who starved. A flood of immigrants left Ireland in 1847. Some went to Great Britain and Australia, but most went to America. This is because the fares on the Canadian ships were cheaper, so many would go to Canada, then walk into the United States. On these ships were men and women that brought amazing innovation and art. Most of the names we hear commonly used in America have Irish origin. Some examples of these include Ryan, Brandon, Logan, Austin, Kevin, Connor, Kyle, Sean, Patrick, Riley, Brianna, Megan, Kylie, Aaron, Claire, Molly, Kelly, Tara, Morgan, and Allison.
Among these Irish immigrants were some of the most prominent icons of their time. People from scientists to entertainers were flooding into America, and what they brought with them were some of the most groundbreaking innovations in history. Perhaps the most famous is an Irishman named Henry Ford, creator of the Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford developed the first large-scale assembly line at the start of the 1900s. The assembly line radically improved production so that by 1925, the price of a Model T, aka a Tin Lizzie, had dropped from almost $900 down to less than $300. Everywhere, Americans were buying their own personal cars. Transportation of people and things had ultimately changed forever.
In Ireland, the most prevalent religion is Roman Catholic. Catholics make up 22% of the American population, at about 70 million people. Nearly 35 million Americans report having Irish heritage. This is the second largest group behind Germans. With Ireland at a population of about 5 million, America has 7 times the amount of people with Irish ancestry than the actual country. Cities with high percentage of Irish heritage include Pittsburgh at 17%, Boston with 16%, Philadelphia has 14%, and Louisville has 13%, to name a few. The Irish love their food and their beer. Some foods that the Irish have contributed to American culture are corned beef and cabbage, potatoes, and boiled pork products like ham and bacon. The Irish introduced this food into our culture because of its inexpensive prices and accessibility during the times of settlement in the United States, when many were still impoverished. Today, Americans consume more than 25 billion pounds of corned beef each year. Guinness Beer is an Irish beer company, and they actually plan on building a brew house outside of Baltimore, Maryland soon. An average of 6 million people drink this brand of beer here in America. Beer is the most popular alcohol in America, over wine or liquor, with about 40% of alcohol drinkers preferring beer. According to Fox News, the most popular beer in Illinois is Guinness. Irish pubs are also a major contribution to American culture. New York City alone has almost 2,000 pubs. According to Stephen O'Connor, co-owner of an Irish pub in North Charleston, South Carolina, says that the Irish pub has always been the central meeting point and hub of neighborhood life in Ireland, and it's where family, friends, and coworkers come on a daily basis to have a chat and a bit of crack. Crack, spelled C-R-A-I-C, is an Irish term for news or gossip. Essentially, what makes an Irish pub authentically Irish is the atmosphere and the people.
My name is Haley, and I got the chance to visit an Irish pub myself. Located in Lake Oswego, Oregon, Mars is a traditional Irish pub with a vintage feel and lively Irish spirit. The owner was kind enough to let me have a look around, film the interior and exterior, and even give me a tour of the basement. Here's a look inside the pub. As you can see, it resembles a very witty and traditional vibe. The upstairs had a fully stocked bar and an array of Irish beers on tap. The seating varied from old-fashioned stools and tall tabletops to old wooden booths. As you can see, the walls are covered in flags, photos, sports jerseys, and fun Irish posters and jokes, bringing the authentic pub feel to life. The basement had a much different feel from the main bar upstairs. The owner told me, "It's a place for customers to go, relax, watch the game, throw some darts, and really feel like they're in a real pub in Dublin." The walls again were covered in beer logos and many posters, focused on Jameson whiskey and Guinness beer, which we discussed previously. The menu was very traditional, including well-known Irish dishes like Brussels sprouts, corned beef and cabbage, and shepherd's pie, yet it too had the typical American food like wings and burgers as well. The photos you see here are some of the wall decorations inside the bar that I found to be particularly interesting and relevant towards the topic of Irish influence to American culture.
I'm here in Austin, Texas at Jack and Ginger's Irish Pub. Jack and Ginger's been open to the public here in Austin since 1965. The owner, Jack McGill's grandfather, migrated here from Ireland to America in the early 20th century to find a new and better life. Since the opening of this restaurant, Jack McGill's mission statement has been to serve the public Irish foods and drinks just as it was served to me.
Ever since 1991, the month of March has been Irish Heritage Month because of the important holiday of St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day in America is not only about green beer and leprechauns, it's time to celebrate the deep Irish culture and Roman Catholic background of many Irish Americans. An annual tradition in America is the parades through many of the cities. Some of the biggest are in Boston, New York City, and Philadelphia. The parade in New York City is the biggest and longest in the world, including the parades in Ireland. Another tradition is in Chicago, where they dye the Chicago River green. Many Irish Americans spend St. Patrick's Day watching their city's parades and attending church, also enjoying their traditional Irish foods.
Well, it's a bucket list for me. I'm 50 years this year, so wanted to see the parade. Enjoying it, living it.
My husband paid for me to come for my birthday. It's amazing, yeah, great.
Oh, it's fantastic. You ordered great weather, and it's a fantastic parade. You don't realize how many service people you have here until you see this parade.
My civic duty. I have to as an Irishman.
Where are you from?
Belfast, Ireland. It's a lot quieter than this.
Raining.
And cold.
My favorite part? Oh, it has to be the marching bands. They really get you into the spirit. The spirit of unity. I think it's important to show our unity at this time.
Since 1970, McDonald's every year has introduced the Shamrock Shake in the month of March to celebrate Irish History Month. The Shamrock Shake is a mint-flavored shake with green dye in it. And next year, McDonald's plans to debut 4 new types of Shamrock drinks. The original Shamrock Shake, the chocolate Shamrock Shake, and 3 other types of Shamrock-flavored coffees on the McCafe menu.
Another area where we can see lots of Irish influence is in sports. These sports teams are one that you can see on TV today. The Boston Celtics are a professional NBA team in Boston, Massachusetts, who hold 17 national championships. The Celtic is a notoriously famous Irish symbol representing a cross. The logo for the Boston Celtics? A leprechaun spitting a basketball on his finger, dressed in shamrocks all over. Another team, or rather a university as a whole, is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The University of Notre Dame, located in Notre Dame, Indiana, is home to nearly 13,000 students and was founded completely on Irish origins. The Notre Dame mascot is a leprechaun, who you can see patrolling the field with a Notre Dame flag before every football game. Even the players' football helmets read Irish in capital letters on the very front. Clearly, the University of Notre Dame is proud of its Irish origins.
Irish dance is a group of traditional dance forms originating in Ireland, encompassing dancing both solo and in groups, and dancing for social, competitive, and performance purposes. The traditional Irish art found its way to America in the 19th century, and dance schools began to open in the early 1900s within Irish American urban communities, notably in Chicago. Today, you can find Irish step dancing studios and facilities in every U.S. state, as it has become a popular practice amongst American youth. The dancers usually wear soft shoes or hard shoes, depending on their specific style of Irish dance. Girls tend to wear full-skirted Celtic dresses and curled wigs, and the traditional boys' costume consists of a button-up shirt, vest, tie, and black trousers.
Now what you see here is a hard shoe dance, which is similar to tap dance. This was performed at a competition. Irish dance competitions are called festas.
Different cultures among different countries are known to have their own dialect and slang. This holds true for Irish culture, and there are many phrases that you can hear on the streets today that originated from Ireland. The first is paddy wagon. A paddy wagon is more commonly known as a police vehicle. Another is the Fighting Irish, which refers to the undefeatable Irish spirit. A Donnybrook is a heated argument. A phony is someone who's a fraud. Galore is an abundance of something. A hooligan is someone who's a troublemaker. A slob would be the name to someone who's messy or unorganized. Whiskey is a dark liquor. And lastly, folktale is a tale or a legend usually told orally. Why else do you think kids would believe there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
The clothing of Ireland has to be adaptable as the weather quickly changes. This is because of the Atlantic Ocean pushing rain and warm breezes onto the island. One constant, however, is the moisture. The mainland of Ireland gets anywhere from 30 to 40 inches of rain every year, while the coast usually gets double that amount. Light showers can also blow in unexpectedly, making waterproofed clothes a necessity. Dewberry of Ireland is a popular clothing brand that specializes in waterproofing. Their iconic Dewberry boots are designed for the mountainous and moist climate of Ireland.
Kelsey and I'm here with Emer O'Mani. So let's just jump right into it. My first question is, did you grow up in Ireland or the US?
So I grew up in the US, but my dad is originally from Ireland, so I'm a dual citizen between here and Ireland. So a lot of the summers I would go to Ireland, like growing up, and then ever since then I would go like every 3 years or so.
So what's the first thing that pops into your head when I say Ireland?
Beer. Mainly because just a lot of the culture in Ireland is focused around their beer and their Guinness. And that is obviously a culture that kind of transferred over to America. So beer is definitely the first thing that pops into my mind.
And do you see anything here in the US that reminds you of Ireland?
Yes, so there's just like a lot of little cultures that definitely transferred over into America. The first that I can think of is music, because I know there's a lot of bands like U2 and the Cranberries and probably a bunch of others that I could think of, but that have a lot of Irish influence and that people obviously like listen to in the US and stuff, and are unaware that like there's a lot of Irish presence there. And I definitely say pubs are a big thing that were transferred over from Ireland to America, just because, there's like pubs everywhere. There's just always going to be bars that are filled with like Irish people and like Irish music and Irish beer and stuff like that. And my dad actually owns an Irish bar, so that's just kind of like another contribution that he took from Ireland to here.
And what unique traditions does your family celebrate?
So I wouldn't say there's like one specific type of tradition that my family celebrates, but kind of whenever there's a celebratory event like a wedding or a birthday or job promotion, something like that, everyone typically kind of like gets together at a bar or wherever and has like Irish music playing. We have Irish food, like shepherd's pie and stuff like that, just kind of typical food, and there's like always a lot of drinking with like beer and stuff like that. And so it's just kind of like a big celebration for like whatever situation. So I guess like a tradition would just kind of be like everyone getting together and just kind of having a big party.
And how is life in the US different from life in Ireland?
So I'd say life in the US is just a bit different because I feel like in Ireland the people are a lot more like laid back and not as in a rush as I feel like Americans are. I feel like a lot of the time Americans are they're rushing, it's kind of harsh, there's neighborhoods that you have to be careful of, there's people you have to be careful of, and I feel like in Ireland a lot of the neighborhoods are very family friendly, and I don't feel like as scared to walk there at night as I do here sometimes, and just life seems to be a lot slower and chill because the people are all really, really friendly, and so I don't think you have to worry about